Alright, so I wasn't going to do a video about this, but I decided to go ahead and do a video about it. Let me turn off my music so I don't get branded by YouTube. Let's see here. Alright, hold on. Alright, got the music off. So, I'm in the garage. Oh, by the way, it's nice. Got the air conditioning running today. It's let's see what the temperature is outside right now. Outside it is a brisk 92 degrees right now, so it's pretty hot and humid because it rained yesterday and I think overnight. But in here it's a cool 74 degrees, has been all day. So I've got the charger up. I've been doing just some normal routine maintenance on it. I haven't had a chance to go over it since I did the disc brakes. So I thought it was a good time to go back over everything, make sure everything's tight. I got those wheel spacers on it, make sure they're tight and they're good. Went over all the suspension. I've heard a few creaks here and there, so I went and just made sure everything was tight and lubricated properly. But I got this seal kit, and the seal kit is for the speedometer cable. So if you ever had a leak, which looked like it was coming out of your speedometer cable, I'll show you why it would leak. So I have a 904 transmission. The most commonly used transmission in these cars was a 727, but for the lower end cars like the 318 motors and the 6-cylinder motors, they had the 904 transmission, which was still a 3-speed automatic, just was kind of a lower torque rated transmission. Anyway, this is what it looks like. The speedometer cable would plug into it on the side, but I had a leak which looks like it was coming out of the damn sleeve right here. Not out of the fitting, but it was dripping out back here in the rubber sleeve. So I unscrewed it from the side and took it off, and this is what it looks like here. So this is the fitting. This is where the speedometer cable goes into. This is actually inside the transmission. There's a seal on the outside, you see it's black. And then this is the gear that rotates around and makes your speedometer actually function. I'll show you what it looks like. It actually goes in like this. This goes into the transmission like so. This gear spins around, turns on this little shaft here. It turns the cable inside and it makes your speedometer move around. Now, oil, or basically transmission fluid, can leak down in here and actually goes out into here, fills up the cable, and so what happens, it actually leaks down, and that's where the leak's coming from. So there's this company, I found them on eBay. They're actually called Classic Transmission Specialties. Let's see if I can hold this. Classic Transmission Solutions, I'm sorry. But here's their information. They're in Escondido, California. So here's their card, their website. Blake Bashore, looks like is his name, or Bashore, Bashore, whatever you want to say there. But he sent me a kit. It was a whopping $16.17 shipped, and this is what comes in the kit. Pretty basic stuff. So you have a new outer O-ring, which is orange. It's going to replace this one here, which is black. And you have this oil seal O-ring here, and this little clip, which is a clip that holds that O-ring in place. Now you'll notice when this drops out, I'll pull this out, mine just basically wore out. So I was just gonna show this to you. Like I say, it's pretty simple. You just pop the old one out, put the new one in, and put it all back together. This is held in. You just wiggle it back and forth to pop it out. But there is a bracket. See if I can find it here. There's just a little two-tooth bracket, I guess you can call it. It's right here on the side. And there's a bolt that holds it in. And it looks like so. And that's it. So it's pretty simple. Take the bolt out, pull the bracket off, wiggle it back and forth, pop it out, and unhook your cable. You can see somebody's kind of chewed up the end of this. They actually replaced the cable. You can tell this is an aftermarket cable, but they put some pliers on here apparently and kind of chewed on it a little bit. Either way, what I'm gonna do now is pull all the old guts out of mine, put this new kit in here and put it back together. Then I won't have a leak anymore on the floor, at least from the cable. I do have a hella leak coming from the power steering pump and the steering box. I also have play in the steering box. I've got to fix that. I'm just trying to shake down all the little nuance stuff with the car. So just to recap, it has new suspension, has new disc brakes on the front, it has a new master cylinder for the disc brakes. It is still manual brakes, so if I do put some kind of different motor or camshaft or all in this one, I won't have to worry about losing the brakes with the big lumpy cam and less vacuum. It does have my Mustang wheels on it, which are 18-inch, 9-inch in the front, 10.5 in the back, and it is lowered with the Hotchkiss suspension and shocks. Other than that, everything else is pretty much like it was when I bought it, and just gotta fix a few things. The radiator leaks, the power steering leaks, it's dripping, it's pretty bad. But all the disc brake stuff I did and suspension actually works really well. All the bearings, the tie rods, these are the QA1 sleeve adjusters. They are nice, probably one of my favorite mods I did on the car, just because they're beefy. I like them. This crunched factory exhaust right here, look, maybe hard to tell, but it's kind of flat right here where it goes under the oil pan, which is crap for flow. And this just jams in here for the Y pipe. Then it comes out a whopping, if I'm lucky, 1.5 inches. I don't even think that's 1.75 inches back to a single muffler, probably the cheapest muffler they could find, and to this little bitty tailpipe, which I swear is even smaller. This pipe is bigger than this tailpipe. This tailpipe is even smaller, and then comes out to here. So that's soon to be fixed. I'll be getting dual exhaust put on it, 2.5 inch all the way back eventually. But I gotta fix all the leaks in it first. No need to get a new exhaust and leak oil and fluids all over your brand new exhaust. So I'm gonna fix all the leaks, get all that resolved. Right now, like I say, I'm fixing the leak for the speedometer cable, and these are the parts I use to fix it. So you line up the bracket into 2 of the notches, see there? And then you line up your screw hole. Then you put the screw back in it, tighten it all down, and put the speedometer cable back in it. Then from there, take your cable, slide it back in there, and I wiggle it around. Of course, we gotta get it lined up, turn it a little bit. It should line up in the groove here in a second. There it goes. So if it doesn't fit, just turn it a little bit until it fits. And then screw that back on. And that should be the end of it.